show is about tech, games, and collectibles. If anybody wants to be on my show, all you got to do is contact Beard Raider, who is my admin, or Emoji J, who's also my admin, and they will gladly book you on here as well. Now, the collectible part includes anything you collect, because I don't want to exclude anybody from my show. I want everybody to be on here. So whether it's cards, cars, whatever collection you have, like Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy had a booger collection, even though we don't really want to see that, but point is, any type of collection. So onwards with the show. Can my first guest please request the box, and we will move on with the show immediately. Is my first guest here? Yes, my first guest is here. Awesome. Awesome. Here we go.
Hello.
What's up?
You having some?
I'm going to make you
here.
Full screen. Please tell us who you are, what you're all about, if you have anything coming up on the app and stuff like that about your stream, and also what you're here for.
You know what, everybody? My name is Sinful. You know, most people, you can call me Josh if you're comfortable with that. Let's see. I've been streaming for about 6 months. Usually my schedule is at nighttime, streaming a little after 8:30. My December auction with Princess is coming soon. So if you guys would like to tap in with that, I wouldn't mind. And, you know, that's really it. It's short and brief.
All right, cool. So what are you on the show for?
Wanted to get on the show and have a little bit of discussion of your topics here. Talk about some gaming if you can.
All right, cool. So what would you like to talk about with gaming? Like, you have anything in particular? You have like collection of video games, favorite game, console, PC?
You know what? I kind of wanted to touch base on a little bit of our console wars, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
So apparently PlayStation is not necessarily happy with us at the moment.
Why is that?
Having some debates with a couple fellow PlayStation enthusiasts today. Now, we're kind of at an impasse here because Xbox Series S has currently been dominating the market a little bit. And trying to not necessarily sway a person to give Xbox Series S or X a try, it's more or less motivating them to try. So you own both consoles, right?
Here's the thing. Here's my counter argument with that. Now, if you have a PC, you have an Xbox. They have Game Pass, and they have all the Xbox games on there. Plus, all the Xbox games come out on PC. So if you are a PC gamer, you already have an Xbox. So you could be like, hey, try PlayStation. So I technically have both because I'm a PC gamer and I have a PlayStation 5. Now, the pros and cons of that is, number one, the reason why Xbox is dominating right now is because of COVID. Because of the fact of what happened with PlayStation with COVID, that's what kind of put a ding in them. However, from what I've been hearing and reading, PlayStation is making a pretty good comeback. But, the biggest one that's sneaking up there and almost surpasses PlayStation 2 in sales? The Switch. That's coming up pretty strong. So, I think what's going to be the end game is going to be PlayStation versus Switch on who's going to do handheld the most, because PlayStation just released a handheld, but it's not really portable. You still it's like remote play for your PlayStation.
So you believe Nintendo's going to have a great year?
I think Nintendo is, yeah, because the Switch 2 is about to drop, and if they do everything right, like they did the first time around, but improve it to where they can actually hold the graphics that PlayStation does, I think we'd be looking at something pretty decent there.
Absolutely.
Or even if they stick to just strictly home console, and come out with something like Game Boy type thing or something later on, like go back to their roots, they're still gonna dominate because they got some tricks up their sleeve.
Yeah, and I heard Nintendo's been plotting on some very, very, very serious tech here. But we're gonna find
They
out.
just released their museum recently, so they got something up their sleeve.
Definitely. Actually, trying to tune in more into Nintendo's world here soon. We're gonna figure out. We're gonna find out what they're up to.
I mean, I grew up Nintendo. First system was a Nintendo when I was a kid. I remember getting it for Christmas. So, like, I grew up Nintendo. So I'll always love Nintendo.
Which one did you
But-
start with?
Which one? What?
I said, which Nintendo system did you start with?
The original, the first one. Yeah, the original. Yeah. So I've had Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I did not have GameCube. I did not have 64, but I did have the Wii and all that. But the thing is, I also kind of grew up with PlayStation when PlayStation 1 dropped. So I'm fond of both systems. So if I were to choose, like, if I were to have to choose with one particular gaming company to go with for the rest of my life, I would say Nintendo, because this is the biggest thing of it. No matter what Nintendo does, they always pay tribute to the roots of where they came from. So their games, you always see something of another, like their main franchise in there, the main thing that made them. Besides just Mario, you'll see like little Easter eggs here and there. So I like that. And also on their online thing, which is what, $10 a year or something like that, $20 a year. I think $30 a year. $30 a year. They're gonna have every single Mario and Zelda game on there, and they also have Sega as well. So they kind of brought Sega back. So I like Nintendo because Nintendo brought back the retros. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Nintendo. Although, don't get me wrong, I love. My description. I love PlayStation, but Nintendo's really bringing back that retro, and I grew up with that retro. Sega, Super Nintendo, all that. So I'm glad they brought that back. PlayStation hasn't really touched on that yet. Like, they have some PlayStation 1 games, 2 games, 3 games, and 4 games, but they don't really have like too many OG games. Plus, they're kind of selling their games that are exclusive coming out for PC now, so they kind of lost their specialty. However, Nintendo still got their exclusives. So I think what's going to happen is I think Nintendo is going to really start dominating it all, because the odds are stacked up against Xbox and PlayStation. But I did hear a couple of years ago, Xbox is going to be working with Nintendo. Quite a few times it's been popping up. So if that's true, well, it's two powerhouses there. But also, that could be that Nintendo will lose their exclusiveness to the PC.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. What about you? What are your thoughts?
You know what? I actually wouldn't mind seeing a collaboration between Microsoft and Nintendo to see what kind of idea they would come up with. Like I said, it all depends. See, me, I'm an overall big fan. I love all of them: Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. But currently, right now, I'm more or less on my PC and Xbox because of Game Pass and everything in between that I'm able to grab off of Game Pass. I had to kind of step back from the world of PlayStation, not because I don't enjoy it, but I don't necessarily feel like I have to be forced to pay for another subscription and get 3 games that I've already owned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel like I have to pay $80 a year just for games I've already, I've already put time in. Now, this recently I had just downloaded Space Marine. Okay, absolutely love it. It's amazing. It's fun.
4,000 Warhammer Space Marine.
Yep.
That's a pretty good game.
It's been great so far, and if anybody's never played it, I would highly recommend you play it. That game is currently dominating right now in survival and RPG world. So
it's Warhammer. They got a huge following. It's just like if they made a survival game with Dungeons and Dragons, that would kill everything.
Absolutely,
there'd be no competition.
Warhammer has a lot to go. I don't know if anybody knows anything about Warhammer, but I used to grow up playing Warhammer a lot, and it actually excited me knowing that they were doing a number 2, which we never got a 2 in like 10 plus years.
See, the Calvorine is going to be making a TV show of Warhammer. In fact, he stopped doing Watcher to do it.
Mm-hmm. I will hope
because he's a big fan of it. So that should be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Grandma is complicating. Why the heck I chose this damn field?
Yeah, so I think Nintendo's definitely going to make a comeback, and I think it's definitely going to start dominating it because Nintendo dominated in the first place. They're the first ones. No, okay, Atari, or actually there was a game system before Atari that was the first ones to bring game home, but Atari brought the gaming console home. Nintendo brought the arcade systems home. They were the first arcade home system. So it should be interesting to see that. I kind of miss the days where pretty much everything was a game. Because if you look back at the Nintendo games, they had a lot. Some of their best games were the games that were based on movies and TV shows, or some of their best ones. And I kind of miss that a little bit, like the mascot games. And that kind of miss that. The old Ronald McDonald games. They were fun.
That's why I really like.
They bring them back
in an emulator. Like an emulator brings back so many memories of games that I've always played as a kid. Me and my brother grew up on a lot of these games, like classic Street Fighter and everything, all the Mortal Kombats, everything, Crazy Taxi, all of them, Ridge Racer. And I can get a lot of that off the emulator when I want to step away from the more modern era of gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For everybody who's just joining us, I'm Kevtastic Gamer. This is Talk Nerdy to Me. Every Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when this show is. And it is about gadgets, technology, video games, and collectibles. We're right now talking about gaming. Now, about the emulators and ROMs. ROMs, the internet is the only way they're preserving the old games. And I do strongly believe that Nintendo should leave them alone and not go after them or any of the older games. Because here's the thing, if they really gave a darn, they would actually collab together to start a streaming service where you could put all those games on there. Like, add it to this PlayStation library, add it to Nintendo library, add it to whatever. Even Nintendo has to charge $190 a year like PlayStation does, but they put all the old games of Nintendo and everything there and add everything in there. And Sega, people would pay that. Like the Sega Channel was the start of it all. That was the very first online gaming was the Sega Channel, where you could actually stream games and stuff, and that was amazing. And then if they brought that back to where it's an online streaming service that has all the games, then that'd be great. They'll be preserving it. But the more Nintendo fights to stop it, the more these gaming companies fight to stop it, they fail to understand that, us programmers, us online gamers and stuff, we're the ones that are preserving history of the gamings. There's a lot of games you can't find anywhere else but online. And if you don't have thousands of dollars to buy some of these games that are rare, you're never going to have the chance to actually play them. So these games also give you the opportunity to play. Also, it shows the next generation. Not talking about Gen Z. I spit on them. But the kids, it gives them an opportunity to actually enjoy where all this came from and know where it came from. And I'm a strong believer that we need to preserve emulators and ROMs for future generations to be able to enjoy the games and stuff. And if they sold you ROMs and emulators, they actually brought them back cartridge games and sold you the cartridge games and stuff, people would buy that up, and it would continue to live on if they did that. But right now, all we have is ROM and emulators until they do. I'm sure somebody will.
Like I said, like most of my, and like I keep a lot of my collection I keep my collection kind of pristine. Like I still have a lot of my old cartridges from when I had moved from Florida. I had pretty much half of my Nintendo collection, a lot of my original PS1 games. A lot of them was original packaging, you know what I mean? And I would like to be able to keep those preserved as much as I can.
Yeah, Nintendo, Sega, and even PlayStation needs to do a re-release of the old systems for the people who like the retro stuff and like to collect it, and they would make a fortune. In fact, they would make double the money they're making now, because they could charge $100 for the systems and people would pay it.
Like I said, you can pay the money to restore a lot of your retros, but it's not actually going to have that type of feel of buying a fresh console when it released. Like the day PlayStation 2 released, it felt so alive and refreshing knowing that you just bought this console, and it was just like,
yeah,
oh, I love it. The minute you turn it on, just nothing but good times and memories.
They need to re-release the consoles. And I'm not just talking about PlayStation 2. I'm talking about the old school consoles. They released Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, the ones that defined a generation and changed how gaming is. Even the very first PlayStation, they would, because the reality is of PlayStation 2, the only thing it got going for it was that it was sold the most copies ever, which Switch is literally a handful of copies away from doing that. Switch is going to do that probably by the end of the year. So, besides that, the ones that really changed how gaming was Nintendo. Very first Nintendo brought home the arcades, and then the Super Nintendo upped the scale of taking those arcade games and bringing them up a little bit graphic wise. And then became Sega, which still kept the arcade feel. And then PlayStation was the first CD system. Well, I take that back. 3DO was the first official system that did CDs, but PlayStation was the first one to put it on the map. 3DO kind of accidentally failed, even though it was great, but it kind of failed. PlayStation just went huge, and I think they need to bring that back. And that's what I like about Nintendo as well. They have cartridges again, and so it gives you that old retro feel. And I'm a strong believer in stop with the digital buying, stick with the hard copies. If you're going to have DLC, fine. Give me a hard copy I can install. Therefore, I actually own the game, because digital games you don't own. Mm-hmm. You never will own. Look at what's going on with 360. They're stopping support for it, so guess what? You don't have those games anymore. So, and a lot of games are going to be lost because of it. That's another thing, too. If they stop support of an old system, make sure you can still access the games on the new system. But they don't think that. That's part of preserving it.
I would love for them to put that, I would love for them to start putting old games first, you know what I mean? So they don't just die off.
Yeah, a lot of games are going to be died off, dead games because of that.
Yeah.
But that's where ROMs and emulators come in, A buddy of mine who goes by Retro on here has a bunch of ROMs and emulators. So, I'm going to get in contact with them to get some ROMs and emulators too, so I can start enjoying them again. Like, I have every single Nintendo game because I got the ROMs for them and the emulators, and I sit there and I play them all the time. Now, I know they released a tiny Nintendo system, which is cool, but let's all face it. The reality of it is, and to face the facts, is this: it's a glorified Raspberry Pi. That's all it was. You can get the same crap 3D printer. Boom. You got yourself a Nintendo.
I agree.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like what they should do is release the cartridges again, bring back the Nintendo, bring back the games, and I guarantee you they'll make the money because people will buy it out. It will sell out immediately. Even if they're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to release the Mario games, release the Donkey Kong, like they're major staple games, but the rest is going to be digital. And they can access it. People will do that. They'll buy that in a heartbeat. They better include Turtles on that list too if they do that. Because they make that crap digital, there'll be a lot of pissed off people because that should be cartridge. Especially how big that franchise is. It's like a no-brainer. Which would be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if they'll do that. But however, that's where we have the internet with ROMs and emulators. There's a site that's specifically for archives of old stuff. Video games, softwares, all that stuff is on there. And if these companies keep attacking them and destroying it, we're going to lose history. And it's all part of preserving history. It's just like going down to your library. You see all those books there. Huh?
I said they're not ready for the backlash if we lose out on history.
Yeah, it's part of history. It's part of our cultural history. It's part of our, advancement as a society with technology. If they get rid of that, it's just like burning down libraries. You end up losing a piece of history, a piece of what that was all about. I believe they should keep old commercials and stuff. They should preserve them and all the old stuff like that. Like, it'd be cool to see how things were marketed from the 50s to what it is now. Saturday morning cartoons were developed for marketing. And it's pretty cool how that stuff came along. And we're really missing out on a lot of history there. And that's why I like YouTube and all that stuff, because YouTube preserves the history in that. And then you got the YouTube preserves history of the video stuff. So you'll see the commercials and all that on there. And the emulators and ROMs preserve the gaming industry history and how it evolved. And how, now gaming is a sport because of the fact that it's good for hand-eye coordination and stuff and thinking. So, it would be really sad to see that go. And I honestly believe it will never truly go away. They're always going to be released. Nintendo can't stop it. Mm-hmm. Nobody can stop it. And you know what? I hope they don't. Because screw those guys for trying to. It's horrible.
Shout out to all the people that are actually genuinely trying to actually preserve that history by themselves. I know it's not an easy task, that a lot of people are fighting to keep this history. So shout out to them, for doing the best they can to want to give us emulators.
We got millionaires buying up the cartridges that are expensive and letting a programmer download it into a computer so everybody can enjoy it. And I think that's amazing. And I really think they should have a museum pretty much in every state that's close enough for people to go to, where they'll have all the gaming stuff in it. You can go in there, you can look at it, you can see the history and teach the history of that, because it's really fascinating how much of an impact it had on society, how it helped technology evolve to what it is, and it's really cool. Like, look at VR. That's been around since the 80s, but everybody thinks, flipping Facebook invented it. No, that crap's been around since the 80s. The whole suit of interactive suit net's been around since the 80s.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
See, Dude Master said, "I love VR." See, that's one world I'm actually kind of quite curious about. I don't know if you have any information to give me on the world of VR. So I would like to.
Dude Master has a lot of information to give on it. He's the next guest.
Any information I know about VR, because I'm actually considering getting a VR. Never owned one, nothing. So any information.
Get the MetaQuest 2. It's a good entry one. MetaQuest 2 is a good entry one. It's $200 right now. You can see how you feel about it, if you get nauseous or whatever. You hear that, Facebook? Sponsor me. But yeah, so that would be the best way to do it. But remember, you need a 6 foot by 6 foot circle to do the whole immersing. They sell mats for that stuff, so
your
you'd be good to go with that. Okay. Then once you see how you handle that, you can upgrade to either the PC only ones or like the Quest 3, which is portability, but it has that whole interaction with the real world stuff, the Air stuff, which has been around since the DS days, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I really believe that, like for example, game developing school, I think that should teach more about the history of gaming and stuff. That'd be cool, because especially the way influencers are, what we're doing is the way of the future. Mm-hmm. VTubing, you, regular streamer / influencer, they should literally be teaching history classes about whatever, like gaming and technology subjects, so that people can become better influencers and stuff. And I think that'd be really cool if somebody did that. I think I'll probably do that. Yeah, I'm going to start a school that teaches the history of gaming and stuff, so that influencers could be better influencers. I don't even like the word influencers. You guys are streamers. I was going to say streamers. Influencing. It just sounds like you're a sellout. Like, hey, buy this garbage. Who cares?
I would definitely agree with that. Influencer just doesn't sound right to me. You know what I mean?
No, it just sounds like you're just one of those brainless puppets for corporate America to be like, hey, buy this garbage because, I have X amount of people liking my garbage. So buy this crap. Now, you see, I will love to have sponsorships. Don't get me wrong, but I'll probably be the most honest sponsorship person out there. And I think a lot of corporates won't want to deal with me, because if the product sucks, I'm not going to push it. Even if they pay me millions of dollars, I'm going to tell them, listen, I don't feel comfortable pushing a product that isn't good. It's bad for my image. Yeah, you guys will bounce back from it, but my image is tarnished. People won't trust me. And that's why I'm on a thing on here. I want to go for my top badge. I want to bring back the community and social media that's been missing for a long time now. It says collab with other people, collab with the big dogs, climb up. The big dogs don't want you to do that. So I'm bringing back I'm bringing back the communities to social media now.
I'm very big on the networking aspect. I want people to be able to be introduced to, streamers that definitely enjoy the craft. You know what I mean? Me being one of them. I love the craft. I love streaming. I'm starting to get back into my mojo of doing it. I used to stream on Twitch, but not with the camera. You know what I mean? I used to live stream a lot of my games and stuff, and there was no camera involved. But now that I'm starting to try to have a camera involved, I'm gonna eventually buy a new PC to where I can stream with Facecam, and just start showing people that, it's great that you finally got over there, that you can enjoy the craft without feeling so shit about it at the same time.
Well, just remember, when you buy a gaming computer, or build it, should I say, get the RAM that's for programming. Don't get it for gaming. You need programming RAM. You need something a little more powerful than your average gaming RAM to do it, because you got to think about it. This right here is a video game that I'm doing. Plus, I'll be playing a video game that you need that extra oomph to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's going to be all crappy. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
But hey, here's the thing. When anybody does anything, just keep in mind, don't be afraid to fail. Through failure comes success.
Oh, yeah. Never be afraid to fail. Never.
But with that being said, I'd like to introduce the second guest now. I really appreciate you for being on here. Everyone fave this guy. Appreciate him. Stick around because I will have you both back on the show, especially at the end of the show, especially since you have a lot of questions about VR. And Dude Master is, well, VR master pretty much. So if Dude Master can request the box,
All right.
we'll do a swap out. Appreciate you being here,
No
Sinful.
problem, brother.
Just stick around and I'll have you come back in a box and ask all the questions. All right, everybody, before we get into this, I'm Kevtastic Gamer. This is Talk Nerdy to Me. Every Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we have the show, is about technology, collectibles, and gaming. Our next guest is Dude Master. This guy, he's on here for VR. He builds VR worlds. And, well, I'll let him tell you about the rest of it. I think it's really fascinating what this guy does.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hello.
How's it going,
Please
Kev?
tell us about you, your stream, and everything you're doing, where people can catch you, if it's on here, off here, all that stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Kev. Yeah, and thanks for having me. Yeah, so I stream Fortnite and Call of Duty Friday through Monday on Twitch and TikTok from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., and we have a lot of fun. And then outside of my stream, I usually sit back, relax, throw my VR headset on, and I dive into my most favorite worlds that exist in VR chat and Meta Horizon. And I've actually published about 30 VR worlds across AltSpace, VR chat. Now, unfortunately, AltSpace went down like a couple years ago. So now we have Meta Horizon Worlds and VR chat. But what do you like best, Kev? Do you like Meta Horizon Worlds or do you like VR chat?
Well, here's the thing. I have a little beef with Facebook. Every time I put my Quest 2 headset on, it works great, but when I take it off, it disconnects. I'm a little pissed about that. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe you can help me figure that out. But honestly, I think that VR chat will always be here. I think Meta will just die off eventually, but something like VR chat would stick around because it is strongly community based. Everything on there is made from the community, by the community. Meta really isn't that strong on community.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've only been around for a couple years.
Exactly. The OGs that were doing it before VR became VR was VR chat. Yep. So I'm going to always choose them because, well, my cat came from there. You know, I used to have him in there and I brought him out of there. Whoa!
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
I changed into...
this is my virtual self.
I like the voice. That's funny.
Sorry.
That's all good. The show's all about having fun and stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
In fact, if you stick around after the show, maybe we can brainstorm and come up with some things. And Sinful has a couple of questions and stuff. Have some fun.
We should totally have a meeting in a VR room. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I could fire up VR chat, even though I don't have my headset working right now, but I could totally fire it up.
You can still do it on desktop, which is really nice. And then there's always big screen VR too, which has a lot of nice environments for like meetings and stuff.
You could do that desktop mode?
Yeah.
See, I did not know that. And I got big screen. You know what I love about big screen? You can actually bring home the cinema feel. You don't have to go to the theaters and pay that price anymore.
That's right.
I was sitting on a spaceship watching Star Trek. How cool is that crap, right?
And when I was doing the stream yesterday, I was streaming Fortnite in big screen, so people saw my view as if I were inside of a movie theater. And we had a bunch of people joining in. Yeah. You just pull up your VR window, your Oculus window. You have to have multiple monitors so you can put it on its own monitor, and then you can use display capture to capture the VR window, and that way you could do like a split screen and show people, you know, your camera and then what you're looking at.
Yeah. We got to team up. I got some.
We definitely do, because it took a bit. It took a bit to figure that out. So I would love to help anybody that also wants to do it. So
because I have a YouTube channel, and I'm working with DJ Your Boy. And nobody knows who he is. Look him up. He has Cinema Score every Monday at 10 p.m.
I need to give you a follow on YouTube. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah, I'm working on my YouTube. I want to really bring that up big. Like,
I'm trying to
wanna
get
go.
at least 1,000 get started, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to too. I want to go really. I know I'm not supposed to say this because it's going to be a featured show, so excuse my language, but I want to go balls deep in it. Like, I really want to go all in, like not holding back. And
yeah.
you're telling me you create worlds and stuff, so we could work together and see what we could do.
Dude, and there's a lot of money to be made in these worlds because people collect tips now in there. People hire bartenders and all kinds of crazy shit. Like I went into this place called Crazy Cantina. Sorry, I went into this place called Crazy Cantina, and just it was crazy how they have it run. Like they have it run very well structured, and yeah, it's really neat. It's in Meta Horizon. Or Horizon Worlds.
I think if we team up, I could take Talk Nerdy to me to a whole new level and on YouTube as well. And you see me and DJ Your Boy are collabing together. We're teaming up. We're actually making a YouTube company together. And I think it would be really cool to have a custom set to where, you know, it has the screen in the back where I can have whatever one on the screen out there. Like when I have Discord there with him on, I can have it there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But stuff I want to do is custom and expensive as crap. But if I bring somebody on board with me and DJ and the three of us make a company, there we go. We got all the grounds covered.
Yeah. Bring talent from different areas. That's how it all happens.
Yeah. He does music. So he'll have the music done. I could do flyers and stuff like that. And then you can create the worlds and we could just all have fun together. And once we start, you know, building it up and he can get what he needs to get streaming with games and stuff, it can get him involved in VR as well.
Yeah. Building worlds is fun.
Correct me if I'm wrong. VR is still new. You can still get on the ground floor right now and make something before it just gets saturated.
I will say building worlds and Meta Horizon Worlds sucks. They disabled your ability to use Unity, which means you're very limited on what you can upload into Horizon, but a lot of people are on it. So the way to make money is going to be on Horizon Worlds, VR chat. VR chat, you can get a little bit more creative and, if you will, balls deep because you can use Unity and upload some really neat masterpieces. So those are the pros and cons.
They have strip joints in there.
Chat. Right, and I have one. I have a 3-level club in VR chat. It's beautiful. It's awesome. We'll have to I'll have to show it to you.
Yeah, because I know we can show it tonight if you want to after the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have anything you want to showcase now if you want to. I mean, the floor is yours. I think it's really fascinating. In fact, I want to do an entire show with you on maybe a couple part thing or whatever, like a saga on YouTube of VR from VR chat. And I think that'd be absolutely amazing to do.
So here's what I'll do. I'll put on my headset right now and I'll let you guys see what I see through the headset and we'll showcase this really neat club that I put on there.
I love this setup because you can't even tell who's a little cam, who's not. This is like amazing.
Right. And I had a top-down view camera that I call like the push-up camera, but it fell. It lost its sticky. So when I hit that button, it's aiming at the wall. But it used to like aim straight down from the ceiling. Like I had it mounted all the way up in the ceiling to give like a behind-the-scenes look. But I got to attach it. It's dangling by my light. It's dangling by its USB cable. All right. All right, here's how we're going to do this.
Yeah, they have wall mounts for that. Like, there's a little circle thing with an arm, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
So there's a program. So you have the Oculus software on your computer, right? So
yes, sir. I also have VR desktop, virtual desktop, because when that fails, I know I can use that.
So the name of the program to pin a shortcut to is called Oculus Mirror. And that's what you would actually display on the screen. And I'm going to show you here in a moment for other people to see. So it'll look like this. All right. So I've got my display capture now. I've got the Oculus Mirror. So basically, when I put my headset on, you'll be able to see what I see through the headset on.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Why the
All right,
hell
let's
have
get
we
this thing
not
fired up.
collabed together earlier?
Well, it's all
like
it's
just
all
like
about
golden
timing.
opportunities was sitting here.
It's all about timing. You know, it's like we all have busy schedules, and you know, I'm glad
Mhm.
that well, where's she at in the chat? I'm glad, good for her for reaching out and putting this together. So you know, it's good to have somebody that helps you.
Eater?
What's her name? Eater.
Eater, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So you know, kudos to her for reaching out and getting this scheduled, because otherwise this wouldn't have happened, because we're busy
Yeah, I
running our
appreciate
shows
it.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's put this thing on. There we go. Take that off. Yes, I'm bald.
That just makes it easier to put the headset on. You don't have to ever worry about ripping your hair out.
All right, so you guys can see what I see. Now, you're not going to hear
that's
anything
amazing.
because if I turn it on, it's going to just create a bunch of echoes. So, no need for sound. Not for this. Do you use Voice Meter also, Kevtastic, on here for
I
routing
use
audio?
Steel because Voice Meter kind of screwed me over. It stopped working
Yeah.
correctly. I didn't get the license, so I use Steel now.
Oh yeah, I heard the Steel series is pretty good. I might consider switching,
It
but
is.
you know what I would really love to buy? I would really love to buy one of those Go XLRs. That would take the job of having to run voice mod and Voice Meter. I could eliminate 2 pieces of software. I would love to get that someday. Yeah.
Oh, if we work
But so,
together with YouTube and that, we can make it happen for sure.
Heck yeah. But I would love to switch to XLR audio, like microphone wise, because right now I'm rocking a what is this? One of the blue one of the blue mics. The
I got a
whatever it
Razer
is.
one myself.
Yeah.
I do need an update eventually.
All right, let's go into VR chat so I can show you guys this really neat club that I have in there.
And everybody, let you guys know that is the Oculus desktop. So when you put your headsets on, you will see that. It's pretty cool.
They have an anti-cheat software for VR chat. That's crazy.
Yeah, because some
What
reason
can you
people like
cheat
to cheat
in there? Like, what would you cheat in there?
I don't know. People
thought that's-
they like to upload mods, so it kind of defeats that. What it is so they can't force you off and stuff by spamming it. Even though people still do that, that's what the anti-cheat does. It eliminates any type of hostile spamming crap that would destroy your computer.
All right, let's see. Once this world loads, you should be able to see it. And it does have some sound, so I think I might hit the little button. Okay, can you guys see? All right, let me give you the sound. Hold on, let me hit the button. Hopefully it's not too bad of an
While
echo.
you're in there, you can add
one second.
Kevtastic Gamer if you want to.
All right, can you hear the sound that it's emitting?
No.
Okay, well that's all right. Let me give you guys a little tour here.
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay, the controller wasn't on. And I am Spider-Man, by the way. Can you see my Spider-Man outfit?
I was going to say, it's not the Spider-Man. I'm dead. That is awesome. Do you also make avatars too?
No, I just publish these worlds and stuff. All right. So we come down here. And we got some nice artwork here. And if you like to dance, this is the place to come and dance. Take a look. We've got
really
bars
puts that
over
banana
here.
strip joint to shame.
And we
This
do
is
have a strip
great.
club in here also. There's one downstairs and one upstairs. So we've got the bar here. Let me see how that's looking on the screen. How's that looking, guys? Are you guys able to see
Looking
what I
pretty
see?
good. Like,
Okay.
That's
I'll make
pretty
sure I look
cool.
around so that you guys can see. All right. So, and Kev, if you're in VR chat, I can actually invite you to walk around in this world with me too.
oh, I'm using animes right now, but I'll definitely be loading that up. If you want to stick around after the show,
I
I'll
have
definitely
animes.
load it up.
I have animes running on mine too. I got so much stuff
We have
running.
that hand tracking now, and what it does is when I talk, my hands move. Like I don't even have my camera hooked up, and it's just natural move. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so this is where you can come dance. Now, when you actually come in here, there is music playing, for jamming and everything, So that's pretty neat. All right, let me show you the strip club part. It's over here. Now, what I would love to do is place a lot of NPCs in here to make it look like it's lively, to kind of interact with people.
I can send you my cat file if you want to put them in the world.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. Oh, we got the bathrooms over here.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
All right, here's the women's bathroom.
Something that's shamed upon if you do it in real life, unless if you say you're a lady. Yeah, Spider-Man felt
here's
like
the
a
men's
lady
bathroom.
Today.
We got the urinals in here.
Do they work?
No, but I can add water to it. So there's still stuff to add, like adding in the reflection. You can add that.
Yes. A lot of worlds.
You can actually make the hair dryer. You can actually make this hand dryer actually work.
Yeah. That's amazing. Especially with Unity, there's so much you can do.
Yeah.
It's basically creating small games.
Yep.
Right, that's another reason why I like VR chat. You literally can make games in it. There's this paranormal game that me and Red in the chat there play all the time, and it's heavily influenced and inspired by the one in VR chat.
All right, let's go down here. This is where the strip club is. Oh boy. So the idea is if we get a bunch of us together, we can all be up in this space here. Everybody hanging out.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I love VR. I really do. It's a lot of fun. It is.
It's so immersive when you walk around in this stuff.
And it's a good escape. And it's good for mental health too.
Yep.
Because people who aren't gamers kind of become gamers by using VR.
Right. Got a cocktail bar right here. Yeah.
That's why I always suggest, if you don't know how you're going to feel with VR, get a Meta Quest 2 because it's $200. You can hook it up to the computer with the proper cable, but it's just to see if you're nauseous or anything. Because if you get nauseous using that, you're not going to be able to do the computer one. But when you hook up the computer, it is a little smoother.
I want to sell my Meta Quest 2 and this that I have on, which is the Rift S, so I can get the Quest 3. Because that is a superior headset.
I miss my Rift S. That was a fun headset.
You missed the what? The Rift?
I miss my Rift S. Yeah, I used to have it.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's strictly a PC VR and it's lightweight, and you just hook it up with your USB cable and DisplayPort. All right, this is the gentleman's club right here, guys. Check it out. We got another bar right here.
Cool.
We can actually grab these. All right. I'm drinking a beer here. We got cocktails right here. All right. For the ladies. Ladies like the cocktails, You got people serving. And then, of course, we got a couple of poles right here. Yeah. And there's actually music playing in here. So
you get the lights and everything.
Yep. And now here's the boss. Here's the boss VIP room right down here. So your boss VIPs of the week. Well, you can control it with a code. So let's say your top 3 bosses of the week could have access to the boss room here, and you could make it, where they'd have to put in a code or something like that. If you had enough people, So that's why I'm starting to be a little bit more present in VR now as well, to kind of bring the community over there too.
Exactly.
I think it'd be pretty neat.
I want to bring back the community to all, YouTube and all that, because like I said, the top dogs forget about the little dogs, and it's all about collabing together, working together. I can't build this stuff. I enjoy doing it, but I don't know how to build it.
This took about 6 months to get this all put together and get it formatted correctly to be able to run in VR chat as a public space,
It's amazing.
But you get them in. It's like putting a puzzle piece together. You put all the props together and you just build upon it. It's like putting together a puzzle.
Yeah.
Adding in the sounds. Yep. All right. I think I
That's
explored
really cool.
all of the club. As you can see, it's a massive. Here's the front desk area.
Yeah.
This is where people will spawn in. And yep.
You should put a non-playable character there so people interact with that. Lets them in and stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
Yep. And now the cool thing with VR chat, I'm gonna just show you one more world. Where's mine? Where is mine? There they are. My worlds. Got a couple uploaded here. All right, medieval environment. This one's neat. Hey, look at the cat. Oh, that's cool.
It's real fast. Good old plug-in time.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Captastic Gamer. This is Talk Nerdy to Me. Every Saturday night, 11 p.m., we get nerdy and we talk about tech, video games, and collectibles. In the box is Dude Master. Yep. He should really be called VR Master because, oh my God, this is amazing.
All right, I'm going to make it so you guys can hear the music of the world. Okay, now you should be able to hear it.
I hear nothing.
No?
Nah. Sometimes it likes to work, sometimes it doesn't. Good old technology, right?
Yeah.
Is that a dragon?
I added him in from Game of Thrones.
That's the Mother Dragon's dragon. I'm dead.
Yeah. So we got our medieval environment here. We could bring in some horses where you could ride horses up in here, if you want.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me fix it so you guys can hear. I hate how the sound always changes. Like whenever you do like an update to your PC.
Well, I see Steel doesn't do that.
Yeah, that's why I need to switch over to it.
Steel is literally like darn near one click done.
Yeah. I need to switch to that.
But Moodbot is a master of voice meter. Maybe he can help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to do that stuff real well.
Yeah, we'll need to link up. Again, I would love to get that Go XLR so I could eliminate the need for voice mod and voice meter.
Yeah, you gotta send me links for that so I can check that out. That actually sounds pretty cool.
It goes on sale every once in a while because it's normally like $400, but it goes on sale sometimes for like $250.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and then I would have the onboard hardware-based voice changer, and then it has 4 channels. So of course, then you could feed everything in to have everybody hear it on Meet Me, just with that one hardware device.
Mood, you got to help me with that. Definitely. Mood was saying to reach out to the marketing team and explain about your social media following. They'll send you one free. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Mood. Teach us how to do that one.
Yeah, they usually actually will. What they like to do is look at your analytics on what your videos are doing, and based on how the performance is, they'll either send you a free one to keep for good, or just make you send it back and make you post a few videos or something. Yeah.
I'd be like, put me on a payment plan because I ain't sitting in this.
Yeah, that's right. Keep it right.
Like, sir, you have to send it back. You shouldn't have trusted a cartoon cat.
All right.
My whole life is shenanigans.
This is another nice place to come and hang out. A lot of exploring to do. especially those that, if you like to hike in real life like I do, like this is a really neat space to just explore and just, walk around and get lost.
They have that
Yeah.
treadmill from Ready Player One. So, I mean, you could literally
Oh,
walk around.
right. You do? You have that?
No, I said they have it out. They also have a round
Oh, I
one.
thought you said that you have one. Oh my gosh.
wish I had that. But the path I'm heading
omnidirectional.
down, I will be
Yeah.
getting those things. So,
Yeah. That would be neat. And then the full haptic suit you put on, and then you feel everything. If somebody hits you or whatever, somebody, you feel everything. And then they should have like a tolerance level for like how you feel it.
You have 206 bones in the human body. If you put that suit on, you might have 207.
Wait, you got MetaQuest 3 free, LOL, and sold it? How'd you get it for free? Just by reaching out to like marketing?
Yep. That's how he does it. That's another reason I want to grow my channel like that, because it'd be cool to be able to test stuff out, do reviews.
I know. That sounds fun to me. Not having to come out of pocket and buy everything. They send it to you, and then you just do a video on it and you get to keep it. Like, that sounds really fun.
My thing is collectibles, TV show, movies, technology, and gaming. So it covers all the grounds.
All right, so those were my two favorite worlds on VR chat. The other thing, if you ever get into VR chat, now the cool thing is anybody that doesn't have a VR headset, you can always download VR chat on your computer and explore these worlds. That's the cool thing with VR chat.
With either mouse or keyboard or controller.
Or controller, yeah. Or you can use mouse keyboard, yeah. Okay, so in VR chat, there is a popular section, which will pretty much show you everything that's popping, all the cool worlds. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Popular. There we go. Popular. All right. So the Black Hat. This is a really popular one. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep. Sunset Bar. There's apparently 1.5 thousand people in there.
Like, there's one important thing he's forgetting to tell you. If you stream this stuff, make sure you go into private worlds, because there are some crazy, inappropriate things in there that you will get banned for.
Yep.
It's the Wild
West. Yeah, make sure you do a private
VR.
instance. Yeah, so like this Sunset Bar, I could go ahead and do a new instance, and then I can do private, is what, Or you can do an invite only or friends only. So, and now I just join this instance here where I know that I don't have to be subjected to any of that. So yeah, good point to make there. If you're streaming, you got to be mindful of what everybody's going to be saying, because if you're streaming on TikTok, if somebody says the N-word, your live gets flagged and taken down. Like, TikTok's very strict, and Twitch and YouTube everywhere is also. Yep.
Yeah. Well, TikTok, if you say fart, you get in trouble. You can't curse that much. It's got to be rated G. Now, Twitch, I heard, I think it's horrible if it's true, that they're a little lenient with slur.
Oh.
You can get away with once, from what I heard, but I never test that, and I'm not like that, but that's what I heard, and I was just like, ugh.
Oh, this place looks pretty neat. Wow, see what I mean? It's like the
you should look up the Back to the Future ride. That thing's pretty hot.
I've been on there. Yeah, that is really neat. We got a pool.
I never got a chance to actually be on there in real life because they closed it down. So it was kind of really cool to be able to do that. One day I will go to Japan and actually go on a ride. But until that day, that's pretty cool. That's another thing. Just like how I was talking about ramen emulators, how they're preserving history in that. VR chat preserves rides and stuff that are no longer around.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Neat that they've done that. Oh my gosh, this place is like a maze. Really neat what they did.
Oh.
Wow.
Real fast though, folks. This is the end of our show. If you stick around, and if you stick around, dude, we'll go more over VR and stuff and have some after show stuff. I'll fire up my VR chat and
This is so
Explore.
cool. It's like a big old stage.
yeah, it is.
That's neat. You heard Kick is more lenient? Yeah, Kick is pretty lenient, except they were pretty quick to ban me for 24 hours for streaming the Super Bowl. So Kick is pretty strict too.
Now, everybody,
Otherwise-
please fave Sinful and Dude Master. Thank you guys for
Absolutely.
being guests on my show.
Yeah, let me give you a fave there, Sinful. All right. Yeah, thanks for having me. And Kev, did I give you my VR chat username? Did we exchange that? don't
No, I
remember
gave
if we
you
did.
mine. I said Kevtastic Gamer.
Kevtastic Gamer. Let me jot that down so I can add it in here.
Jay, are you still in here?
Let me just show you. Does this look correct? Kevtastic Gamer?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
All right.
correct.
I'll get you added. All right, cool.
My stuff is kind of a brand. I used to be Bob Exotic to Puppet on here, but I changed it back to Kevtastic Gamer because, well, I found an avatar everybody likes, and it is a brand.
Yes, Info, you got to definitely tap in with VR. It's so much fun because there's
All right,
cool
cool.
spaces.
I was just going to say, sorry, just one second. Jay, I was
Yep.
going to say, yeah, the show is over. I wrapped it up, so we'll make sure it's not recording anymore before we start our shenanigans.